Good evening, everybody. This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for your Thursday, September 17th, 2020. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. And as always, we'd like to extend an invitation to any advertisers that are interested in advertising on our platform. We do have 5 shows to choose from, plus our awesome website. So if you're interested, be sure to shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com to find out more. And as always, we like to start our evening news rundown with the latest COVID-19 reports globally here in the United States and in the state of Florida. So globally, the World Health Organization is reporting over 29.73 million confirmed cases and over 997,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the United States, Johns Hopkins is reporting 6.64 million confirmed cases and over 197,000 confirmed deaths. In the state of Florida, the Department of Health is reporting over 674,000 confirmed cases and over 13,100 confirmed deaths. Now, jumping into our world story today, South Africa is beginning to ease its COVID-19 restrictions as the number of new cases there begin to decrease. Now, as of right now, beginning September 20th, an overnight curfew will be reduced. Gatherings will be allowed at 50% of a venue's capacity, and alcohol will be on sale again there. So according to President Ramaphosa, he said in a televised address to the nation that the nation has withstood the coronavirus storm. However, even with that gradual reopening, rules on social distancing and mask wearing will continue to remain in place. Now, they had a very strict lockdown that began back on March 27th. It was a national lockdown. And so far, the nation has reported more than 650,000 confirmed infections and over 15,000 deaths. However, the number of new cases has dropped from about 12,000 per day in July to now fewer than 2,000. So that is some good news coming out of South Africa. Now, jumping here to the United States in a bit of a slight presidential scare, he did announce that another staffer or aide has tested positive for COVID-19. Now, this announcement came the day after the big announcement with himself and several Middle Eastern leaders and the kind of peaceful accord that they went ahead and signed. And of course, this is with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the foreign ministers for both Bahrain and the UAE. So the announcement of the positive incident was the day after. However, President Trump did say that the person was not near him or associated with him. So he wanted to make sure to assure that. And White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany said at the press conference that the confirmed case did not affect the White House event and did not affect any members of the press either. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that. Jumping here to the state of Florida, UCF will be randomly testing its faculty, students, and staff for COVID-19 now, particularly after the recent incidents in terms of positive cases. You guys heard us report recently about the one student who tested positive after a particular class of students chose to not wear their masks at the behest of the professor, who also had the students eating very closely together in that classroom. Those 25 students in the class are still in quarantine. Now, in addition to that, according to UCF's COVID-19 dashboard that was updated last Saturday, a total of 926 positive test results have been recorded for students since the beginning of the fall semester. So there were 79 women at the Zeta Tau Alpha sorority, and they're already under quarantine for 2 weeks. 16 women there had tested positive for COVID-19. A fraternity that is also under suspension is the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity. So we mentioned the fraternity here because UCF is starting their random testing with the Greek community. So the fraternities and sororities are going to have the random testing first. Starting next week, UCF said that they will test about 100 students in the Greek organizations. And according to UCF, they will send out the emails to whoever is going to be tested through the university's email system. And of course, you guys heard in our report last week, UCF has threatened to suspend individual students who go against the safety protocols. And you guys also heard that UCF is also ready to hold faculty and staff members accountable as well, because they want everyone across the university campus to adhere to the safety precautions. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, and come back with some more stories for you. Stay tuned.
All this time we fought side by side. We trained together. We lost together. And now, you're the only one standing in my way. It's been a while, old friend.
Welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. In our next U.S. story, NASA is considering a possible mission to Venus after a recent discovery of possible life. You guys have likely heard that announcement. Now, these proposals were actually made back earlier this year, particularly in February, but an international research team on Monday described evidence of potential microbes residing in the harshly acidic Venusian clouds, traces of phosphine, which is a gas that on Earth is produced by bacteria inhabiting oxygen-free environments. So this provides strong potential evidence of life beyond Earth. So the U.S. Space Agency, of course, NASA, back in February, shortlisted 4 proposed missions that are now being reviewed by a NASA panel, 2 of which would involve robotic probes to Venus. One of those, called Da Vinci Plus, would send a probe into the Venusian atmosphere. The other 3 proposals include IVO, a mission to Jupiter's volcanically active moon Io, Trident, a flyby trek to map Neptune's icy moon Triton, and Veritas, which is the second of the proposed Venus missions that would instead focus on the understanding the planet's geological history. NASA has said it may choose one or both of those missions. So we'll continue to keep you updated. Of course, the search for life elsewhere in the solar system has until now not focused on Venus. In fact, NASA back in July launched a next generation rover to look for traces of potential past life on Mars. Now, in light of Monday's findings, NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine said that it is, quote, time to prioritize Venus. So this could be interesting and exciting. He said in a statement that the selection process for the new potential missions will be tough, quote, but I know the process will be fair and unbiased. So quite exciting. And of course, with Cape Canaveral being right here, we could likely see a lot of those launches here in the state of Florida. But speaking of Florida, jumping here, Hurricane Sally, you guys heard us talk about this yesterday, about the damage that Hurricane Sally had caused once she made landfall in the Panhandle and the Mobile Bay, Alabama area. And that was at 4:45 a.m. yesterday. And as of right now, in its wake on Thursday, Florida and Alabama are seeing insane levels of flooding. An official said, quote, we had 30 inches of rain in Pensacola, 30 plus inches of rain, which is 4 months of rain in 4 hours. This is Ginny Craner, who's the chief of the Pensacola Fire Department, speaking with CNN's Wolf Blitz on Wednesday about the damage that Hurricane Sally had caused. And of course, when Sally made landfall, she was a Category 2 hurricane and weakened throughout the course of Wednesday into a tropical storm. But because of how slowly she was moving, she caused that much damage with the rainfall. When she made landfall, she was moving at 3 miles an hour over the course of Wednesday, and increased speed to about 5 miles an hour. But that's still more than enough time to cause a lot of damage. Now, Robert Bender, who is an Escambia County commissioner, said, quote, we are still in an evaluation of and life-saving recovery mission, and we need to be able to do that job. Now, of course, she unleashed 30 inches of rain from the Panhandle to Mobile Bay, Alabama, leading to historic and catastrophic flooding, unfortunately. And this is according to the National Hurricane Center. In Escambia County, which includes Pensacola, at least 377 people have been rescued from flooded neighborhoods. And this is reported by Jason Rogers, the county's public safety director. He told this to reporters in a news briefing. Now, for the course of Thursday, the tropical storm was set to go through Georgia and South Carolina. So for those in those states, continue to check on your loved ones and please continue to stay safe as well. Now, in the meantime, we're going to take one more quick commercial break and we'll be back with your business and sports stories. Stay tuned.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
Welcome back. Now jumping into our business story, bit of unfortunate news for universal workers who have been furloughed. There, some 5,389 people will continue to be on furlough. This is according to a recent notice that Universal Orlando sent to the state of Florida. They filed it with the state, and this was revealed as of Wednesday. They filed the notice back on September 4th that those furloughed employees will not be able to return. According to the notice, it says, quote, as a direct result of the unforeseen reach of COVID-19 and its impact on its operations, Universal Orlando continues to experience unprecedented challenges with the economic effects likely to continue into next year. As a full recovery will take time, the company has had to make very difficult decisions, including placing some of its team members on furlough. Universal Orlando could not have anticipated that it would exceed 6 months. However, due to business circumstances that were not reasonably foreseeable at the time, Universal Orlando now expects that these team members' furlough could extend beyond 6 months from their initial furlough date. So a bit of unfortunate news there. Now, the theme park resort began to furlough its employees back in May after paying employees for several weeks following the shutdown back in March. They also stated in the notice that they don't expect these furloughs to be permanent, but that the affected team members will be furloughed until further notice. So there's still no definitive timeline yet as to when they'll be able to return to work. Now, according to the Orlando Sentinel, the extended furloughs reportedly include 104 actors, 416 attraction attendants, 284 cashiers, 450 cooks, and about 40 technicians. So a bit of a pinch there for those 5,300 plus furloughed employees. Now, jumping into a slightly more positive story on the sports end, the Los Angeles Dodgers, LA Dodgers, and MLB have made MLB history, actually. They're making their 8th playoffs bid, the 8th straight season for them to head to the playoffs. So congratulations to the LA Dodgers. They're only the third team in the MLB with the longest playoff streak. They're trailing the Atlanta Braves, who have gone 14 times from 1991 to 2005, and 1995 to 2007 New York Yankees. They went 13 seasons. So congrats to the LA Dodgers for making it the 8th time for them, being the 3rd team in history for a long streak. So Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, interestingly, he wasn't aware of it either until he was asked about it after the game. So that was quite a delightful surprise for him. But he said it was, he said clinching was, quote, a first step. So of course he's looking ahead to the playoffs. Now, Dustin May, who threw 5 1/3 innings out of the bullpen on Wednesday, confirmed that as part of COVID-19 protocols, MLB doesn't want teams having wild clubhouse celebrations after clinching. And of course, for those who didn't watch the game, this clinch is a result of their victory against the San Diego Padres on Wednesday. They defeated them 7-5. Now, the Dodgers maintain a 3.5 game lead over the Padres with 10 games remaining. So if that holds, LA will host the opening best of 3 wildcard series against the number 8 seed in the National League in 14 days. So very interesting. Now, if the Dodgers and Padres both advance, they would meet in the 5-game National League Division Series at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, beginning October 6th, even though the teams could finish with baseball's 2 best records. So again, congratulations to the LA Dodgers for making history. That's some awesome news. Now, we're going to take one final commercial break, and we're going to wrap up with your entertainment story, guys. Stay tuned.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin Clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong is woven like a washcloth and just cleans better.
Yeah, I'm Charmin Clean.
The kid does have a point.
My hand is clean.
Enjoy the go with Charmin. And for an extra clean finish, try Charmin Flushable Wipes.
All right, guys, welcome back as we wrap up with the entertainment story for today. Congratulations to The Mandalorian. who nabbed about 5 different creative arts Emmys. So congratulations to the entire team there. And of course, this is Jon Favreau's baby. This is the Disney Plus series. And the big win for The Mandalorian was the visual effects Emmy, because they dethroned, pun intended, the Game of Thrones, which won the category a remarkable 6 times in a row. So The Mandalorian got that, the VFX for best visual effects on their series. And of course, this went to the visual effects team, which is led by Lucasfilm's Industrial Light and Magic, of course. The Emmy went to Richard Bluff, who was a VFX supervisor, Jason Porter, who's another VFX supervisor, Abigail Keller, VFX producer, Hayden Jones, another VFX supervisor, Hal Hickel, animation supervisor. His name will be significant in a moment. Roy Cancino, who's a special effects supervisor, John Rosengrant, who's a supervisor, and Rico Dam, who's an environment supervisor, and Landis Fields, who's a virtual production visualization supervisor. Now, Hickel is significant because he previously won the Oscar for Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. If you remember Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, ILM definitely deserved the Oscar for visual effects on that one. If you remember Davy Jones's very tentacled beard. So they put a lot of work and detail into getting the Davy Jones look down pat. But congrats to this particular team. And, Hal Hickel isn't the only one on their team that is Oscar worthy, if you will. Also, as part of that team, there were Matthew Wood and David Accord. They were part of supervising sound editing team. They were in the Oscar-nominated Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. And the reason I mentioned these guys in the sound department is that The Mandalorian won some creative Emmys there as well. They won sound editing and sound mixing Emmys. In addition, they won cinematography creative Emmys as well as production design creative Emmys. So a total of 5 Emmys for those guys. Congratulations to the team and to Disney Plus as a whole. And of course, the series is just good. I've heard all the stories. I'll be honest with y'all, I need to get on that. I need to watch that. But that does it for us here at the Evening News Rundown. Thank you as always for watching. If you haven't yet, be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, do all that fun stuff. You'll find us at Florida National News on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And on YouTube, be sure to not only subscribe, but click the little bell icon so you get all the notifications for all of our shows. And as a quick reminder, if you're interested in advertising or know someone who's looking to advertise, just have them shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com to get started with us. Now, guys, continue to remain safe. There are a lot of things going on. We just survived Hurricane Sally here on the East Coast, but hurricane season continues, and we still have the wildfires going on out west, and we are still in the midst of COVID-19. So please continue to stay safe, continue to check on your loved ones. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.